Come da poca picchita va bene, si tu la parla miezza americano.
Welcome back to Warm Big Table. I love to recreate flavors from my childhood using local ingredients. And thanks to Farmer Jeff from Old Meadows Farm, today I'm going to be able to do just that.
My name is Farmer Jeff. I run Old Meadows Organic Farm here in Kelowna. I'm a really new farmer this year, actually. I used to be in banking, and then I got really frustrated with being that corporate atmosphere where you can't really, give good customer service to all your clients. I just needed to find something that really gave me the opportunity to help people, but something that I could really feel proud of doing. And then, I came out to the farm, worked for about 2 weeks, and I worked in the strawberry patch here, actually. And I did all the weeding in the strawberry patch, and I fell in love with the farm. Just being outside, picking weeds, just relieving that stress, not having to worry about anything else, and just zoning out and being with nature was really amazing. It was a very drastic change. I spent all last winter there doing all sorts of planning, going online, Googling a different crop every night just to learn about every different thing that I would be growing. And then now I'm running the farm myself, and I have my own certification, my organic certification, which is really nice. And it's been an amazing experience so far.
You know, everybody's got their own way of doing anything. And I can take this particular song, for instance. It's been done by many, but I gotta do it my way. It says simply, I do it my way. It says simply, I do it my way. It says simply, just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Just yesterday morning.
I'm really passionate about organic farming because I don't really want to use any chemicals. I don't really understand why farms continually have to go out there and spray all the time. And there's all sorts of natural ways to rid pests. So part of my goal really is to kind of bring on a bit of a revolution in the farming as well. By being a young farmer, I want to really inspire a lot of other people to get into farming and then go the organic route and then to be as natural as possible. Research things like using electricity in the trees to kill the bugs instead of going out and spraying the trees. And what we do is if we see the moths flying around, we go and we try and catch them with nets, or have my niece and nephew run around. I also really want to incorporate electric vehicles onto the farm. I really want to convert one of our tractors to electric. Because if you think about it, one of the best parts of the tractor is you only need it for 1 or 2 hours a day. You can put a couple solar panels on the roof, the tractor can be out in the sun charging for the day, you go use it for the time you need, park it, and then it'll be ready for you when you need it later. And it gives you shade, right? And then the other side of things, it's going to be super quiet. So if you're farming, in residential areas, it's not going to be a big problem to have, a big noisy tractor, putting out a bunch of smoke. It's going to be a very quiet machine. So there's a lot of different approaches, and we really need to take a bit more time to think about those other ways of doing things. I probably grow about 40 or 50 different types of vegetables here. A little bit of everything, so that we really can reach out to all our customers and provide them what they need, and they're a bit of a one-stop shop for everything. This is my office. This is what I get to do on a daily basis. So I get to walk through and I check everything out. Every day I do a daily tour of the farm, walk around, see how everything's doing, sample the food. And this is something where I truly found the things that I'm kind of meant to be doing. I look back all the things I've done in my life, all the little experiences I've had, and it all kind of really relates to farming and doing all these things and being a salesperson and just really caring about my food and directly getting that to the consumer there so that they can have someone trustworthy growing their food. I really enjoy what I do. I'm very happy that I found this place, and it feels like it was meant to be.
Tagliatelle alla Genovese is an incredible pasta, as beautiful and simple as only Italian food can be. The star of this beautiful dish is, of course, fresh basil. and it just makes me so happy. This basil has just been picked maybe an hour ago from our Old Meadows farm, so of course I'm a little bit spoiled. We're going to use the basil to make pesto. And pesto is such a wonderful ingredient to have on hands. One of the biggest mentors in my cooking career once told me, you don't need to know 1,000 different things. Just know a few things and know how to do them well. I'm talking too much already, so let's get to the pesto first. So I'm gonna start with my pine nuts. I have about a handful. I'm gonna add a nice, generous pinch of salt to start with. And I'm just gonna give it a light buzz. So the salt, I wanna add the salt at the beginning because it's gonna help me preserve the beautiful green color of the basil. About 3 handfuls of basil. You want to be careful. If you find any flowers, you might want to discard those. We can use those for garnish. They tend to be a little bit too bitter once they go to flowers. So you just set those aside. And be careful with the heat when it comes to basil. Basil does not like the heat too much, so it's going to tend to turn brown very quickly. And a lot of its flavor is going to go away. So make sure that you keep it away from the heat source and you store it properly. And a key ingredient in our beautiful basil is garlic. I have 1 small clove of garlic. You don't want to use any more of that because otherwise the flavor of the garlic is going to overpower everything else. The basil is the key ingredient. The basil is what needs to shine. And the garlic, because it's so pungent and so flavorful, tend to overpower at times. So you might want to start with if you're not sure, you might want to start with a half a clove. Let me show you. It's literally very small. And this is what I mean when it's really hard to follow a recipe or give you a precise recipe, because if I just write down 1 clove of garlic, that could mean, depending on what kind of garlic you use, so many different flavors and a completely different range of final results. And that's why you need to trust your taste buds and you need to taste everything that you're making and try to understand what each ingredient does in the recipe to find the right balance that you're looking for. I'm gonna give a quick buzz to my basil. And now I'm gonna start drizzling my olive oil, probably about a cup. So I have salt, pine nuts, fresh basil, a little bit of garlic. The olive oil is gonna bring it all together. Here it goes in my handful of Parmigiano Reggiano. I'm gonna give it another quick buzz. And just a little bit more olive oil. That brings it all together. Crack of fresh pepper. I guess this one is empty. Let's see if Darilyn has some more. Very good. It's absolutely beautiful. What I truly love about the basil pesto is how versatile it is. You can literally use it for anything you can think of, from pasta to grilled or roasted fish. It's absolutely beautiful on grilled meats as well, or vegetable. So master how to do the perfect basil pesto, and it's going to become a beautiful key ingredient in your kitchen to surprise your guests, satisfy your kids, and make sure that you enjoy a beautiful meal at your dinner table. But it's time to put the pasta together. And it definitely makes your job a lot easier when you're working with beautiful ingredients. And this is why supporting local is such an important part of becoming a better cook. Tagliatelle alla Genovese is this classic beautiful dish that is surprising for its simplicity and also for the 2 ingredients that go along with the pesto and the pasta. Potatoes, and I'm using Yukon potatoes, and green beans. Something happens when the pesto, the potatoes, the green beans and the pasta come together. And it works absolutely beautifully. Now I know that a potato is fresh when I can just literally peel the skin away with my fingers, and that's just absolutely beautiful. So I have my pot of boiling water. My potatoes are gonna go in next, but first we need to salt the water. And don't be shy when you add salt to the water, because this is a key moment to make sure that your pasta is gonna be flavorful. Remember, we're making pasta here, so the flavor of the pasta needs to shine. Remember, the water should taste like the sea. So give it a taste, trust your taste buds, and if you've ever been in the sea and got a mouthful of seawater by accident, then you know what I mean. So I say about a handful will do the trick. So the potatoes are gonna go in first. I'm just gonna clean the end out of my green beans. Just gonna give them just a rough chop. Again, it doesn't need to be all precise. This dish is as rustic as it could be. And we're almost ready to put our pasta together. The potatoes are in, they're gonna take about 6 minutes. I have some beautiful tagliolini here. I got tagliolini al pesto, but plain or penne, any noodles that you have would do just fine. They're gonna take about 4 minutes. So you wanna just be careful and time things right. Potatoes, depending on how big you cut them, they won't take more than 10 minutes. So if your pasta will take 10 minutes, then you can put the potatoes and the pasta in together to start the dish off. My pasta goes in. And the green beans as well, you can throw them right in. So I have 2 minutes at this point before everything is ready, so you want to make sure everything is in place. So my pasta is almost ready to be drained, but before I take it away, just one little trick. I just want to take a ladle full of my pasta water, and I'm going to use it to thin down my pesto a little bit. There is a lot of flavor in the pasta water from the potatoes, from the noodles cooked. Now you will notice I'm not even gonna put the pasta back on the heat, but I'm gonna add it right in a bowl. Make sure you get in some of those beautiful potatoes and green beans in there as well. And it's perfectly fine if the potatoes breaks down and if the beans are slightly overcooked. Give it a nice mix. And it's time to plate.
Se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da venen cave di I love you.
This is the magic of food. So thank you, Jeff, for this beautiful produce that is taking me back. Man, this is good.
Va bene. Se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da venen cave di I love you.
The stars this